So it's batch cooking Monday and it's time to do my evening meals now. I'm going to be doing some pot noodles. I made some a couple of weeks ago and a few people were saying, can you give me the ingredients, what's the recipe? So I thought it would just be easier to show you. Normally I do use seasonings like these and gochujang, which is one of my favourites, but you have to sin all of these. And because if you saw my previous video when I did my breakfast and my lunches, the pasties that I made for my lunch are quite high in sins, so I want to make these pot noodles as low in sins as possible, if that makes sense. Okay, so I've already prepped all my meat and my veg, so I'll show you what I've got. Okay, so let's start with the seasonings. I've got a big chunk of fresh ginger, about 5 cloves of garlic and 3 chilies, which I'll dice up later. I've got 3 stock cubes. I'm not particularly bothered about which ones I used. This is a sliced chicken breast, which is been left to go cool. And if you saw my batch earlier, I did make some fake away steak bakes. Well, I removed some of the beef from that recipe before I made the steak bakes, and I fried this off in a little bit of 5 spice. So that's the meat that's going to go in my pot noodles. Noodle nests. These are medium egg noodle nests. It doesn't really make a difference which ones you use, but I prefer to use the nest because they fit perfectly into my pots. These are my lock and knock pots. They're 900ml, I think. I'd better check that later. I buy them on Amazon. They're absolutely airtight and they keep your food for ages. That's brilliant. Here I've got some eggs left over from doing my batch cooked breakfast this morning. I won't be putting those straight in the pots today, but I will be adding them when I cook up my noodles. What else have we got? Oh, I've got a tin of, what are they called? Water chestnuts. They're lovely. Got loads of veggies in there. This is chopped up pak choy. We've got some bean sprouts, some spring onion, some bamboo shoots, chestnut mushrooms. I always use chestnut mushrooms. I don't like the white mushrooms. They're completely tasteless. Sometimes you can use enoki, or what's the other one's called? I always forget. Oh, shiitake mushrooms are quite good. And this is just a sliced sweet pepper. So all of this is going to go into my pots. So let's do it. Okay, let's go. Noodle nest first. Fits in here perfectly. The next thing to go in is your seasonings. So I've done my garlic, ginger and chilli. Depends on what your spice level is. Just bang it in. You know what you like. It's nice to see it's not raining in Cardiff for a change. Okay, whack in the seasonings. Easy. Next, crumble in your stock cubes. So I just use 3 over the 5 pots. Then you're going to start whacking in your veggies. So the first thing I like to do is put in my pak choy. No rhyme or reason to it, just get it in. And shade it out between all 5 pots. Like that. Then your bean sprouts. I love these. And if you do buy these pots, you will notice how airtight they are, because these bean sprouts don't normally keep for long, but they do keep for 5 days in these airtight pots. They're just amazing. So in with my veggies. Then in with my water chestnuts. These are nice, give it a bit of a crunch. And the more speed you can get in, the better, really, isn't it? What's the saying? The more speed you choose, the more weight you lose. I think that's right if you don't eat or drink too much grape juice. So with that, in with those. Then with some bamboo shoots. I love these. Squash it all down. Get in as much as you possibly can. And get all them in. Lovely. And then even more veggies. Now we're going to put in some chestnut mushrooms. I think I might have made too many of these, but we'll be fine. I love chestnut mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms raw though. A lot of people like mushrooms raw, don't they? I really don't. Actually, that's fine. Then I'm going to put in some of my sweet pepper. Just spread it out over all of them. And then spring onion. I know lots of people call it lots of different things, so whatever you are, it is whatever you want to call it. I know when I was growing up, my grandparents used to like to call them gibbons. I'm not sure if that's a thing anymore. Okay, so you get all your veggies in. And then you put in your meat. So this is just my chicken breast that I cooked yesterday from Pring's the Butchers. Don't forget, support your local businesses. I'm going to have 3 chicken ones. 3 chicken ones. And I'm going to make 2 beef ones. So like I said earlier, I've just fried this in Chinese 5 spice just a little bit. And they really are as simple as that. So what I do is I pop the lids on. I'm not going to do it on camera because it's boring. And there's 2 different ways that you can eat them. So if you're taking them to work, or if you're going to a friend's house and you're not sure where you're going to be able to eat, you can take one of these and I literally fill it to the top with boiling water, put the lid on for about 2 minutes, take the lid off, give it a stir, then put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, give it another little stir, make sure there's no hot spots in there. Then what I like to do is put a sliced boiled egg on the top, just cut it in half. So I made loads of boiled eggs this morning, so I know I've got enough for next week. And a little bit of chili oil. So the chili oil that I have on top will be the only sins that are in here. Because I'm having these for my evening meal this week, it's going to be slightly different. I don't know why I decided to do it differently in the evening. But what I'm going to do... 2 seconds. Sorry about that, forgot my pan. This is a ramen pan. So I will boil some water in here. And then when the water's boiling, I will just tip the whole contents of this into the ramen pot. And then cook it for about 3 minutes until the noodles are soft. And then I'll put a little boiled egg on the side and some chili oil in the middle, and just eat it straight out of the pan. So you do you, boo. And if you don't like it, you know what's coming. Mind your business.